All right, test. You know, my problem is that I'm trying to do, my problem is I've got too much to do and so many different things to do that vary so much. It's really a challenge, just like even taping these, videoing a discussion. Today's discussion, by the way, isn't about what I'm doing here, which is trying to set up a printing operation for my photography, because I'm turning it from just a strict hobby to at least a hobby that pays for itself, and I'm going to start printing some of my landscapes and wildlife, North Dakota landscapes and wildlife. And I was thinking, well, if I've got so many things to do, I can have a discussion on camera about healthcare and how confusing it is about every aspect. What the doctors tell you, what you see on YouTube, what you read about, the writing and the rest of it. And excuse me, to the point, it's a conundrum. So I said, well, just apply Grandpa's logic, a little bit of common sense. So anyway, today's topic is going to be on actually about probiotics and prebiotics, because we get so many different opinions on it. And while I'm talking a little bit about this, I'm going to, because it's like juggling, right? I've got to set this print operation up and this to-be little gallery to sell those prints in, along with some art, Native American art from some good friends, artists, whose some of their work is right on that wall over there. I could show you, grab the camera. Beautiful stuff, beautiful artwork. Anyway, so we're gonna have a little gallery here in our property. So today's task is get some of this print stuff set up, and I'll try to update you a little bit. And you're probably going, well, I thought today's discussion was about probiotics. Well, it is. It is. And how confusing and varying everybody's opinion is about it. So, and even about taping and videoing all of what I'm doing here. So, I'll move the camera around, put it a little over here. Cameras. Wow. So, today, this is the new printer I bought, an Epson 5370. It's got roll feed. I can put big rolls of canvas or paper in the back. And the idea is to print and nice big landscapes. That's why I wanted the roll paper. It's cheaper than cut paper. So, I'm going to be setting this up with all my printers. I've got to move all of this stuff onto this brilliant idea of mine that I could have my printers. This is the 5370. This is an Epson 8550. A 13-inch wide format printer, 17-inch wide format printer, and an old, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but it was hardly used in its day, an Epson 3880. I might turn it into strictly black and white, and I'm hoping they'll all fit. And so, anyway, starting to get organized with that. Back to healthcare. Prebiotics and probiotics. some of the conundrum, oops, gonna break my neck here, is that all I know is when I look at my grandma and grandfather and great-grandma, grandfather, Linda's mom and dad and their parents, they fermented food a lot to keep it and store it, and for the health benefits, of which they didn't even understand all of them, that they give. So right now there's discussions about, let me take one subject, probiotics. There's one doctor that'll tell you that, and one scientist or one person that is trying to sell his earth-based probiotic or spore-based. In other words, they're not living organism, they're spore-based from the earth and everything, that they say will make it through your stomach environment, highly acidic environment, and then populate your gut. Now, we've been making yogurt with some specific strains of microorganism bacteria, L. reuteri, and then we also make kefir, and we make kombucha, and sauerkraut. In fact, Linda ferments everything from beans and rice. She'll ferment them first and then cook them the regular way. And that gets rid of a lot of these lectins and stuff. So talking about probiotics, prebiotics, I'm just going to say, look, I'm moving ahead with what makes sense to me. Okay, on the subject of spore-based probiotics, they call it, I don't know, earth or dirt, and it's basically get out and in the environment and move around and touch and feel trees and leaves and dig in the dirt, and all these spores will come up and eventually make it in your system, through the system, like a kid eating dirt even. However, and for that, my common sense says we garden. Linda and I garden. We're digging in the dirt and doing all that. So as far as I'm concerned, that spore-based, earth-based probiotic is taken care of by the gardening. And then from the gardening, we work out in God's gym, and we're earthing, walking in the dirt, the black dirt. That's another cool thing, right? Earthing. Now, for the regular probiotics that I consider probiotics, bacteria-based or microorganism-based, we're making yogurt, specific with L. reuteri bacteria. We're making kefir from kefir, or however you want to pronounce it, from raw milk from a local farmer here, Bartlett Farms. Linda makes sauerkraut and everything. So that's how we are doing probiotics. Prebiotics, you know, the fiber, there's even arguments over that. Some say, look, there is no essential prebiotic, period. There is no essential carbohydrate, period. So why even use them? Well, then the next person says, hold on. There's your bacteria that you're populating and putting in, whether it's spore-based or making yogurt or kefir or kombucha or sauerkraut or natto, whatever it is. Now I forgot what I was talking about. See, look at it. I'm trying to do too many things at once, but I'm going to continue trying it. See if I can get some of this to-do stuff off the list. Back to prebiotics, probiotics. On the fiber side, some say that the living organisms in your gut eat that up and turn it into beneficial things for your body. Okay, so it's food for them. So why not have fiber? Why not give it to them? Well, the fiber that I'm talking about, I'm not talking about buying Metamucil. I'm talking about those vegetables where we're in the garden that Linda grows, that we grow, where we're in the garden getting earthing and a spore-based probiotics happening. Oh, you can see how an old man, 75 years old, is having trouble with this and saying, hey, I don't care what you say. I'm going to try what makes sense and then keep track of myself. You know, and I put that out last year. Last June, I weighed 288 pounds and I was on all kinds of meds. I was type 2 diabetic, the whole works. And I started fasting and eating good, real, whole food using the standard probiotics, etc., grandma and grandpa stuff, you know? And now I'm down 72 pounds in 8 months. Feel great, off all my meds, blood pressure's good, no more diabetes, so it's all positive stuff. And that's why I wanted to pass this around, is that, you know, if it helped me that much, I've got a lot of friends that are dealing with a lot of issues, including drug addiction and alcoholism and obesity, as I was obese. So I thought, well, okay, we'll have a conversation. And while I'm having the conversation, I'm going to set up my hobby for printing the photographs that I take that hopefully I can sell here in 2B Gallery. And, you know, double time while I'm recording the video. So today's task is I got to move this table, all this stuff from it. This is for the 3 printers, the big roll printer, 17-inch wide, the little 85, 13-inch wide. This is I think this is a 13-inch wide printer also. An old timer that'll probably do black and white. I decided to buy a toolbox because I can keep my paper in there. This is some 13-inch wide by 38-inch wide paper. All my different papers, you know, etc., etc. All my inks, which I have to put some new ones in for this. And then I got a table. I know I'm all over the map, but what the heck? You know, we're just here, you know, BSing this morning, having some coffee, trying to get some work done and have a conversation. And I'll share my thoughts on this whole idea of mine. Anyway, I've got to get all this off the table, move it. I'm going to slide this down because there's so much going on there, down here closer to the window, and then get rid of this table. We'll use it for different things. And I also bought one of these so that, and it cranks up. It cranks up from a desk height down, cranks all the way up to, I could use it as a table when the long 4-foot landscapes come out of the big roll printer over here. I can crank it up, spin her around, and It'll come out, the paper will come out the roll printer, onto my table. But in the meantime, I can also have it cranked down, and it will sit where that is, and I can have my computer on doing some work, or again, have it up here in the middle of the room once I have the prints made, to mount the prints on some board to get the prints mounted. So that's project. Let's see, where was I? Oh, prebiotics, fiber. For me, you know, we have some inulin that we use when we make yogurt. Inulin is made from like Jerusalem artichokes and a lot of other vegetables. It's a soluble fiber. You know, I was not a fiber expert, to say the least. I was just stumbling around sick and tired of being sick and tired. So I decided to do my health. So now, health, trying to get educated, trying to do things, and then share that, whatever I learn, with the general public using YouTube, which is also learning YouTube. It's just crazy. It's crazy. And then learning how to do videotaping, moving cameras around from place to place. So, I have some clips to show you a little bit about how confusing prebiotics, postbiotics are. But I know they're important, both of them. And you can argue about it all day. But the bottom line is this. I decided to take a common sense approach, do what I think makes sense, not just about prebiotics, postbiotics, but about fasting, which I believe, because it's biblical for starters. And all of this, I think of it as common sense, using biblical wisdom, because God made us and made us miraculously perfect to live forever. And I figured if it sounds right according to the Bible and according to Grandpa and Grandma and what they did to survive in the past and stay healthy, that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to record the results. How do I do that? How did I decide to keep the data? You know, and it's not just blood pressure and weight on a calendar. I joined an organization called Levels and got their application, so I can track what I eat, when I eat it, how many carbs, how many proteins, how much fat, all of it, and share that. On top of that, I joined an organization called Function Health. Now, Function Health is another dynamic organization that provides, because I've been wrestling with doctors constantly, and I mean constantly, it's ridiculous. Been arguing with them about, I want some blood tests. I want to find out what my fasting insulin level is, for Christ's sakes. Nope, can't give you that blood test. Why? Well, insurance won't pay for it. I don't care, I'll pay for it. Well, then they just go, nope, can't do it. It's against hospital policy or some other, BS response. So, I'm stuck in this conundrum about, well, how am I going to actually figure out what the results are? You know, am I making progress? is to take and do the blood test. So I did that. I joined Function Health and wound up taking my first set of 2 blood tests, 120 biomarkers, everything I wanted to know that my regular doctor wouldn't give me. I did that back in the first part of December, and I'm going to do it again in June to see which ones are improving or not. So I do have some empirically scientific way to say, okay, this is what Jim did. Following Grandma and Grandpa's way to eat and what they ate back in the days when you had to grow it, whether it's garden or chickens or beef or any of that, and preserve it, can it, fix it, dry it, everything, but real food, no more convenience, because health, eating real food is not convenient. McDonald's is, and all the rest of these that use, seed oils and the rest of it. So common sense approach and try to share it with everybody, but try to share it with my sons in our family first, because I don't know if anybody else is a dad out there, but my sons go, yeah, Dad, yeah, we hear you, So I don't know how well this is working because I'm just yammering on about it, and I'm going to put some kind of video together with what I do have, and get this going, get this other stuff going, and this setup for ladybug. I could have swore that ladybug moved. Anyway, and get this gallery moving ahead, and get multitasking done as much as I can, talking on video, setting up my print operation. And as you can see, it's been turning daylight out there ever since I've been chatting with you. So this table I'll take and put in a storage area I have out of the way, back here under the staircase. Yeah, I'm back under the staircase. Well, and by the way, if you notice, I've got that old man kind of forward like this. I didn't have that until last year. I was working out in the garage, up on some scaffolding, and I fell off flat on my back from about 8 feet up onto the concrete, and my back hasn't been the same since. So I'm doing chiropractic, and again, trying to practice getting myself healthy again, making myself healthy again. Well, let's see if we can move this beast. I got to take the brakes off the cart, my toolbox, printer box, and we'll take her easy. It's almost a two-man thing. It's disappointing they didn't have swivel wheels in the front of this beast, or in the middle, so I can't just get it to a location, push the whole thing back. I gotta go do it in this kind of a little here, a little there type thing. At least when we built this place that we're fondly calling the crow's nest. And for right now, I'm gonna, I wish it had those wheels in there. Well, I'm gonna have to do some editing to get all of this dead time off of here, or it's going to be a very long video, which I guess I could do, right? I could do that. Just have a long video. I've seen people with hour-long things out there. Back and forth. Be better if my wife was here. There. I'll get it figured sooner or later. Old man. Old man. Around the table. Anyway. Prebiotics, postbiotics. I'll have a few of these doctors and quote experts clips, small clips from it in between this yakking that I'm doing. And someday, hopefully I can take you through a little tour of my our gallery here in our print shop, making videos on printing and photography and health. Boy, a lot of things. And we covered a lot of that today. And probably when I head back down with this, wait a sec, dummy. My crank I should have out. See, this is a little easier to steer. My crank has got to be on the outside here. So, right here, this wonderful little crank, which will hide back. The one thing we did do when we made this area for doing things like my photography over here is the kitchen. You saw that earlier. Linda can do her canning and a lot of her work with the veggies over on this side. And we hope to plan to have my photography and that good friend's Native American art in here. But when we designed it, you can see I did a lot of outlets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 outlets up at 4-foot level for just this purpose. I keep hearing a bing. What's that? Anyway, so prebiotics, postbiotics, right? Common sense, empirically, which means I did it. This was the result. And if you want to try it, you could have these results too. And maybe I'll put the brakes on this. So, I guess it kind of worked. Move on. Let me see. No? Yeah, it did stop and now it's starting again. I don't know. Sometimes. Anyway, so this kind of worked out. I got the stuff off that table. The table moved into space because Linda said it'd be better to have the printers down on this end. This is some of her hot peppers from last year. I'm going to get these moved outside too today. But now with the use of that table that I can put in front of this or down with this chair at it, it'll be a desk. And I've got to take this stuff and arrange it better somewhere. This is, there's all kinds of stuff, audio, visual stuff. So, hope you see some of these clips and the rest of it, and you can see what I'm up to. On my way down, we will, discuss. Whoop. And like I say all the time, we even have a Bible up here, because you never know, you need to have a quote or research something based on Scripture to compare what is happening, real life, and is it God-based? Does it make sense according to God's Word? And does it make sense according to Grandma and Grandpa's wisdom? So I'm going to get this stuff covered. We made some progress. Although I'm sure you guys will be going, everyone, as that Russian guy on YouTube says, my adorables. Maybe some of you are photographers looking at getting healthy and that do woodworking and similar stuff, because that's what we do. Woodworking, we build things, build houses, we farm, we garden, cut wood for fireplace. We do a lot of stuff. That's why it's called abundant living. We try to live totally abundant lives, busy lives, because I've had too many friends who have passed away already, my age, and they passed away because of inactivity. They say, why are you doing all this healthcare stuff and trying to lose weight and on that stupid YouTube? And I said, well, because I think it has some value. Maybe it'll help somebody someday. So, and speaking of that, now that I got this started, I'll have to go down and plan out some meals for the day, for breakfast. So, all right, kind of a rambling about healthcare, about all this stuff, because today I was thinking, how am I going to get all this done? A video, I try to put 1 or 2 out a week. I have to go down and get our buffalo. We have organic buffalo that a friend raised. It's down at the butcher, and it's all finished. I'm going to bring it back, get it in the freezer, stop by and pick up some raw milk over at Bartlett's Farms, have a conversation with him. So maybe it'll just be a long video. Hopefully, if you want to see what happens in a day, maybe you'll watch the whole thing. But that rarely happens on YouTube. So, anyway, we'll shut these off. This one. And the power is here. Put the screen back. This is an Insta360 Ace 2 Pro, and this is a Insta360, I don't know. Anyway, this has a 360 camera on it. So, thank you.